Hello everyone. Today we'll start physics lesson. We will going to see some of the situations of our daily life in which some actions are being played. So in all these situations, the two persons, one boy and one girl, are trying to pull or push something. Here you can see the actions are nothing but a pull or push, and in this lesson we will going to define force, identify the effect of force on an object, identify the direction of net force in a given situation, identify the type of force applied in a given situation, and we are going to analyze all these situations in detail now. In the first situation, you can see the boy is pulling a wooden log and he feels it very heavy. And in the second situation, the boy is hitting a ball with the cricket bat. And in this situation, the girl is pushing the shop cart to the billing counter. And in the last situation, you can see a boy and a girl, they are pushing each other in opposite direction. They are applying equal force on each other and hence they are not moving. Okay, so from all these situations, we can understand that a push or a pull makes an object to move, or a push or pull makes the moving object to stop. So hence we can say that force is a push or pull that occurs due to the interaction of two bodies. Okay, so now we'll discuss what are the impacts of force. What are the effects of force on an object? Force can change the state of rest or motion of the object on which it is applied. State of motion of an object is described by its speed and the direction of motion. If we say zero speed, then it is at rest. If we say non-zero speed, then the object will be in motion. Now to understand better, we'll go to the car race ground. So here you can see the three cars are all ready to start the car race. So now the car is going to be moved with a high speed. The cars which are at stationary, they move now. A change in speed always results in the change in the state of motion. Now to understand better, we'll see the two situations here. In the first situation, the dog is moving and the girl is trying to stop it. And in the first situation, you can see better the dog is not stopping at all and the girl is trying to stop it. Whereas in the second situation, the boy is moving a cart to the billing counter. In both of the situations, you will come to know that to make a moving object to stop, a force should be applied. And the object which is at stationary, to move it, again a force should be applied. So the girl is stopping the dog by applying force. Now we'll go to the hockey ground. Here you can see the boy is pushing the ball to make the goal. And you can see here the ball is made to move in a different direction by flicking the hockey stick. The ball is made to move in more speed so that it can make a goal. So here the direction of a moving ball is also changed by flicking the hockey stick. force can change the direction of motion of an object on which it is applied. So here you can see the boy and the girl both came to the park and they wanted to know how the balloons are made of different shapes. They asked the balloon vendor how he has done. You can see there the force can change the direction of motion of the object on which it is applied. So here the balloon vendor squeezes the balloon at different points to give the shape to it. Even in the clay class, the clay is made to be pressed in different points to give a definite shape to that. So here you can see the paper. When the paper is scrambled, the shape of the paper is also changed. That means force can change the shape of an object when it is on which it is applied. So but all these situations will tell us change in the state of motion of an object, change in the direction of motion of an object, change in the shape of an object. All are effects of force only. So now come to the ground in which the girl and the boy, two persons are going to play now. The girl kicks the ball first. Later the boy also kicks the ball. Now observe what happens. First the girl kicks the ball. Next, the boy also kicks and the boy kicked the ball and it moved further. Now you can see there the boy applied greater force than the girl. Therefore, we can say that the magnitude of the force differs from person to person or the situations. Hence, we can say that a force can be a smaller or a larger. Therefore, we can say that a force has got a magnitude. A quantity of force is nothing but a magnitude. The greater the force, the greater the magnitude, and the smaller the force, the smaller will be the magnitude. So now you can see the two persons are applying the force on a table. The net force acting on the table will be the resultant of the two forces. The multiple forces are applied on an object. The resultant force is called as net force here. In this picture, you can see the girl is pushing the table to one direction, but she feels it very heavy. So she asked her friend to support her. He came to help her in pushing the table. When both of them push the table, the net force becomes larger and the table moved easily. Therefore, we can say that if the two forces are acting in the same direction, the net force becomes larger. The magnitude of the net force will be sum of the two forces applied there. So now we will come to know the situation in which the two goats are crossing the bridge there. You can see the two goats are pushing themselves each other in the opposite direction and they are not moving at all. But suppose the larger force is applied by the bigger goat so that the smaller goat gives way. So now when they are pushing each other, they balance themselves. Therefore, magnitude of this force will be the force of the larger goat. The direction of the net force will be the direction of the larger force here. So in both the situations, we will come to conclusion. In case of multiple forces applied on an object, if two forces act in the same direction on an object, the net force acting on it is the sum of the forces. But If the two forces act in the opposite directions on an object, the net force acting on it is the difference between the two forces. Hence, we can say that the net force will be different at different situations. It is greater if it is applied in the same direction, and it is difference between the two forces when applied in opposite directions. Types of forces. There are two main types of forces. They are contact forces and non-contact forces. Contact forces are exerted by one object on another when they are in contact with each other. Contact forces are of two types. They are muscular force and force of friction. Non-contact forces are those exerted by one object on another without any contact with each other. Non-contact forces are of three types. They are magnetic force, electrostatic force, and gravitational force. Contact forces. One of the contact forces is muscular force. Muscular force is the force exerted by the muscles of our body. We use the muscular force for our various activities. Animals like bullocks, horses, camels, donkeys, elephants also use muscular force to perform various tasks. The second type of contact force is force of friction. Force of friction is the force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. For example, a ball rolling on ground gradually slows down and comes to rest due to the force of friction. If we stop pedaling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to force of friction. Non-contact forces. One of the type is magnetic force. A magnetic force is a non-contact force which is exerted by the magnets. The force of attraction and repulsion between two magnets. The force exerted by a magnet on a piece of iron or steel is nothing but a magnetic force. Electrostatic force. Electrostatic force is a non-contact force and it is exerted by a charged body on another charged body or uncharged body. For example, a plastic straw charged by rubbing with the paper attracts a suspended plastic straw. A plastic straw charged by rubbing with the paper repels a suspended plastic charged by rubbing with the paper. Gravitational force is also non-contact force. A gravitational force is the force exerted by the earth on all objects. It pulls all objects towards the earth. For example, a coin or pen falls down when it slips off your hand. A ball thrown upwards always falls down. Leaves and fruits fall to the ground when they get detached from the plant. And water in rivers always flow downwards. Now we'll study about the pressure. Pressure depends on force and also on area on which it is applied. Pressure is the force acting per unit area. Pressure is equal to force upon area. The unit of pressure is Pascal. If the area is smaller, the pressure is more on the surface for the same force. We can reduce the pressure by increasing the area. You know that a wide shoulder pad of a heavy bag will reduce the pressure exerted on the shoulder of the person carrying the bag. Pressure exerted by liquids and gases. The liquid pressure on the bottom of the container does not depend upon the area of the bottom, but it acts perpendicular to the base. Liquid pressure at any point inside the liquid depends upon the density and the height of the liquid column above that point. Liquids exert sideways pressure. An external pressure applied on a liquid in a closed container is transmitted uniformly throughout the liquid. Pressure increases with the depth of the container. The deeper into a liquid you go, the greater the weight of the liquid above and the higher will be the pressure. Now we know that the air is around us. The air also exerts pressure, and the air around the earth is called atmosphere. The envelope of air that surrounds the earth is called as atmosphere, and this atmosphere exerts pressure on earth and all the objects on the earth, and we call it as atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure is the pressure of air around us, and it is due to the weight of the air. The weight of an air column of the height of the atmosphere and area 10 cm cross 10 cm is as large as 1000 kg.